Hello everybody, this is Mr. Bowman. Today we're going to be looking at the ALEKS topic, factoring a quadratic with a leading coefficient of 1. So that means up here we're going to have z squared in this case, possibly x squared, y squared, whatever, but there's not going to be a coefficient in front of it other than a 1. So it's 1z squared, 1x squared, something like that. So this is kind of our first part where we're going to try and split this polynomial, in this case a quadratic, so it is a trinomial in this case, into two different polynomials. So what we're going to do here is when we get a trinomial, generally, if they're going to factor, sometimes they don't and they'll be prime, but if they're going to factor into two binomials, right? You'll have something like a plus b and c plus d, okay? So to figure out this part, this is why that 1 is really important, because the only real way you can get z squared is z times z, so that we know what's going to go in those first parts. If it's x squared, it's x and x, something like that. So then, to figure out what these numbers are, I'm going to look at my middle and last terms. So I'm going to go ahead and take that 18, and I'm going to break it down into all its factor pairs. And I'm going to stick with integers in this case. Technically, you don't have to, and that gets a little more complicated. But for right now, we're going to stick with integers. So I could have 1 and 18, I could have -1 and -18, 2 and 9, -2 and -9, 3 and 6, -3 and -6. And I believe that's all the ways we're going to get 18. Okay. So looking at those, I'm looking for which one of these, if I add up the two factors, are going to add up to a sum of my middle coefficient. So I'm looking for which ones are going to add up to 11. And notice this is a positive 11, so I want that positive 2 and the positive 9. So 2 times 9 is 18, 2 plus 9 is 11. So I'm going to use these and make sure you know what signs they are, because that's going to dictate the signs in the middle. So positive 2 and positive 9. And if you reverse these and put positive 9 and positive 2, it makes no difference. It is multiplication, so you do have that commutative property. So you can flip them around, and it doesn't make a difference. So looking at these, that is your answer, z plus 2 times z plus 9.